Looks a little different in here. I got my hat on, but cleaned out the shed. So, well, I know I've been a little silent on YouTube the last couple weeks, but had a little bit of time today. So it's 4th of July weekend. It's a little overcast. It actually rained pretty much all day 4th of July, and it's rained most of the day today. It's kind of weird. It's been a really wet year here in Texas. We usually don't get rain this late, but haven't been on YouTube for a while. A little bit of stuff going on. So I did the service truck video. That video came out Sunday. The next day, that truck, I was driving south on 35 and I heard a bang and it started missing real bad and smoking. So I got towed back to the shop. I pulled all the injectors. I thought I blew a tip off an injector, but pulled all the injectors and none of them were physically damaged, but we put new injectors in it. Took about a week to get the parts and everything figured out. Plus I've been still trying to work. So got injectors put back in it. That was a couple days ago. We ran it and it runs good, but when you put it under load, it throws the low rail pressure code. So I think it needs a CP4 pump. Not real sure. We checked the suction control valve and the pressure relief valve in the driver's side fuel rail. There was no metal. But just because there's no metal doesn't mean the pump's not going bad. So I think that's going out. But we'll have to get that figured out next week. So also, there's been some other stuff going on. We're actually going to leave Texas now. So like I said before, it's 4th of July weekend. So we're moving back to California the first week of August. I got a job at the local Bobcat dealer, which you could just Google and figure that out. So be working on Bobcats. Kind of excited to learn a new brand, just to see what that's about. Not sure how that's going to work out. Small equipment, you know, I think it's going to be kind of cool because it's all small equipment. So have to see that out. There'll be more about that going. There's lots of reasons. I'm not really sure if I'm going to get into any of the reasons why we're leaving yet, but that's going to happen. Plus we're driving. So there's going to be a lot more vlog stuff I'll post about the move and the unpacking the truck and setting up a new truck and all that. So kind of sucks because just now, kind of happy where I'm at, like really enjoy working where I work, but there's other factors, definitely not work factors, why we're having to leave. But just kind of want to do a little catch up here. I got some stuff. I got a little bit of a bonus at work, so I figured I would buy a couple things that I've had in my list for a while. So I got them, so let me show you what's I got going on and show you how I've been working the last couple of weeks. It's been about 2 weeks without. Okay, so this is just it's a Ram 3500. It's just like the shop truck, but I put a bunch of stuff in here and I've been working out of this. I got my tray, a bunch of service stuff, a bunch of oil buckets and stuff. Been doing services. I've actually got quite a bit of work done with this, but a couple things I wanted to say. First thing is, this is one of those, Vevor chains. I actually posted on the service truck group asking what people thought about this, and I had about half the people say it was good and half the people say it was junk. Well, for 38 bucks, I figured I couldn't go wrong, so I picked this one up. This is the 6 foot long with, it's the 6 foot, but then it has the hooks to choke up the chains for uneven pick. And a lot of people said these don't have the ratings tags, but they do have the rating tag right here. It's rated at 6,600 pounds. One thing I'm going to do is they just got a zip tie, so I don't like this. I'm going to actually put like a split ring, a key ring or something on there, just to keep that from getting lost. But I was on the fence about buying this. I was talking to my boss, and he's like, well, I bought one, and I haven't had any issues with it. So I figured, you know, it's good enough, so I bought it. We've actually already used this thing like 4 or 5 times. We just used it the other day to load a generator, which was probably pushing it at 6,600 pounds. So I don't think I have a problem with this. Last time I priced one of these, I was at John Deere, and it was probably 2019. And they wanted like $500 for one of these things. So somebody commented saying that, oh, it's just Chinese chain, all that stuff. But you know what? I guarantee you're probably pretty close. If you go and get one of these made from somewhere here in the US, the chain's probably from China anyway. Maybe the hardware isn't, but it's rated. I don't think I have a problem with it. And obviously, a lot of people are like, oh, I wouldn't trust that under a load. You don't stand underneath any kind of a load regardless. But I did pick me up one of these Vevor Chain slings. They're all over TikTok shop, but I I found this on eBay. It was like $4 or $5 cheaper on eBay, and it was the same seller. So I bought this on eBay. But I've had this for a couple weeks. But a few things I've had in my cart for a while that I wanted to show you. So this is the Lisle 53700. It's the small filter wrench. It goes from 2 7/8 to 3 1/4. So I figured working on Bobcats, I'm going to be working on Bobcats, that I need a smaller ones. Plus, I'm kind of missing some of these smaller ones anyway. I've needed this one a few times. So I got this one. This is my temporary funnels and oil filter wrench setup. And this is the one that I use the most. And this is the next size smaller, basically, is what I got. Got that, picked that up. That was, I don't know, not very much on Amazon. This is the Lisle 68050. It's the tapered feeler gauges. Or they're bent at like 45 degrees. I have a set of feeler gauges. They're just from Harbor Freight. And they're not bent, so I've been bending them, but they've been cracking and stuff. So this was like $8 or $9. So I got this. I've been doing some valve adjustments, so I figured I'd pick this up. So I picked this up. I've been wanting to try these new ratchets from Harbor Freight. This is the G2 Icon. This is the 1/4 inch drive, and it's 12.5 inches long. So it's pretty long. I'm going to try this out. I needed this. A couple weeks ago, I was working on a Bobcat, and I really could have used this, so I picked this up, and that's the part number there. They've released about half of the G2 ratchets. They haven't released all of them yet, so I'm curious to see, like, I want a locking flex head 1/4 inch drive, which they do have one, but it's just the short one, which is basically the same as the snap-on one that I have, which I don't know if I brought that snap-on one. Let me see. Yeah, I do not have the snap-on one with me, but it's basically the same. So I'm like, I don't want two of the same, but I wanted the long handle one. So I'm going to try this out. Also, I've needed this a couple times. When I worked at the construction company, they provided us like a snap-on electric one. But this is the Schumacher. It's the battery tester. And I know this is the Schumacher one. It's still made in China. Still says it's made in China. But I figured the Schumacher one would probably be a little bit better than the ones from Harbor Freight. And honestly, this thing, compared to the Harbor Freights, this thing was only like $4 more. So I figured Schumacher's a better brand. So it's probably honestly rebranded anyway. But I figured we'd at least try it out. And this does work for 6 volt as well. Because I've needed this about 2 or 3 times. Actually, on this service truck here, or this 3500, the second day I drove it, it wouldn't start. So I tested the batteries. And I could have used this. So figured I'd pick one of these up. So I'm going to actually open this up. Everything else is kind of self-explanatory. I think this was $44, $45 on Amazon. I'm curious to see like if I can find a case for it or what. But my dad has one of these, and I mean his is probably a USA made one. His is probably from the 70s. It's so old. But I just wanted to see how this thing works. Just see how it looks. It's honestly probably, it's probably the same as the Harbor Freight one, but I figured Schumacher, can't go wrong. Let's see here. It's got a plastic on. Let's take this little plastic off. There we go. I'm not going to probably leave it in the box. I don't know. I'm going to try to maybe see if I can find one of them cat cases that this will fit in. That would be kind of nice. I'll deal with that later, but these are honestly pretty cheap. So I'm pretty sure this is the same as the Harbor Freight one. And 2, hopefully you can see that, but those wires in there, like the one that my dad has got a whole bunch of wires in it. So, oh well, I mean, I'm not complaining about it. It still works for what I want it to work for. But, I'm sure everybody's seen these before. Yes, it's not that, I mean, these are better than nothing. You really want a carbon pile, but those are really expensive and they're really big. So this is nice. It's like a cheapy little battery tester, and I think it'll work fine. Check this out. So I hope you like the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube algorithm stuff. We're going to have some videos that are sporadic. I have a video that I made a long time ago that's going to go out probably next week. There'll be some more moving stuff and more stuff. I think I have a couple clips from before the shed left, the shop left. We were renting that shed. We didn't own it. So they picked that up. It's gone. Let's walk back here and I'll show you. But I got a couple clips of that, so I'll put some of that stuff in too. But see, it's set right there. It's gone. They picked that up. We got a lot of stuff we're getting rid of, so a lot of stuff's already gone, but we got about 3 more weeks left here, so there'll be more to come.